we were in the Kathpopanishad, and a very important point of discussion was going on, that how to reach that state of absolute consciousness, what is the mantra and how to practice. So it has been mentioned that alambanam, this Om is the point. You have to meditate on Om. And Om is the highest, the best means to attain Brahman. And knowing this, one reaches the level of the state of Brahman consciousness. And what is that? That Brahman, in the verse number previous verses, has been described. What is that Brahman like? It has no birth, no death. It is not that it being one time here and then again it disappears. It is not like that. It is unborn, it is eternal, it is absolute existence, it is the oldest reality. Even the body is destroyed, it does not get destroyed. If one thinks that this Atman has been destroyed, or if one thinks that, yes, I have destroyed somebody, both of them are ignorant. They do not know that this principle, that truth, that Atman cannot be destroyed, cannot be killed, or can be touched. It is the smallest of the small, it's the biggest of the big. That was in the verse 20. And it is residing, where it is that unique reality, which can be all contradiction meet together in Brahman, it is said. How can one thing be smallest than the small and bigger than the biggest? Closer than the closest, further than the furthest. It all paradoxical. But in that, all this duality and confusion blends into that oneness. That means that Atma, again, which is farthest of the farther and the nearest of the nearer. On the verse 20 it says that it is residing in the heart of all. And only who can see? We cannot see. But tamakratu yo pashyati bitashoko. There who have crossed all the levels of karma and transcended in a level of state of calmness and serenity. Then they can get it, realize it, by dhatu prasadat, by the grace of his own intellect, by the grace of his own mind. That's a very important point. The spirituality is on the grace of the mind. We say grace of holy people, grace of Guru, yes, but more grace is needed for your own mind. So dhatu prasadat mahimanam atmanam, this grand glory, the grandeur of the Atman can be realized and experienced by dhatu prasadat, by the prasannata, by the grace of this dhatu means buddhi here. And then we read that this unique Brahman is ashina dhuram rajati. I told you to meditate on these verses. Probably some of you are doing and getting its benefit. Who did it? Raise the hand. Yeah, it should be done. And you will find the joy of it if you can do it.
Maharaj, one of the problems is that we don't understand Sanskrit or something like that.
Those are not what we don't understand many things. But when I understand, then I do everything for that. Only for this thing. Point of the thing is that we are not paying attention.
No, I fight. I just want you to know that I fight. And then,
no, just think. What is the big thing? Ashina durang brajati thing. That is. No. Why not? It is very simple. Ashina. What meaning?
I did English translation. Then I.
No, you have to what by what meaning is given here for that purpose. So you think Ashina means being here. Durang Brajati. Let your mind go as far as it can go. This Atman is here, and it is there. Shayano yati sarvata, as if it is sleeping, lying down, but it walks everywhere. That means to all the feet, all the journey which you find around of the humans, birds, reptiles, insects. Think of whatever, expand. If this is your own imagination, create that imagination and feel that that is the truth there, that is the truth there. Then you permeate everything with God consciousness. We should do something. Not that we cannot do, but we don't want to do. If we want to do, we can. These are the tools given at our hand. Okay, go on Google and find every meaning of it. Ah, Google can give more knowledge than we can read in one book. But the question is to take advantage of that and see how much joy is there if we can really spend some 5-10 minutes even spend in this thought. It's a lofty thought. It boosts our reality from this plane to the another plane, where it is all homogeneous, absolute. Kastang madamanam. You want to know who will be in the world, who will be knowing the secret of this. That this lying down, he moves everywhere, he's here and then walking everywhere. Who this contradictory concepts of the absolute truth, who will know rather than me? Here is the ego, no? But that pride is good. Jama is saying, who else than me knows this truth? I am the knower of this truth, no? So you have come to the right teacher. That is the appreciation he is giving. And then he said, and that is also the uniqueness of this Atman, Asariragum Sarireshu. Beautiful. Sharireshu, in multiple bodies. That which remains is Ashariri, who has no body. He lives in the body, but he has no body. How is that? Live in the sky. We live in the space. This body is in the space. And then at the same time, it has no body. Space has a body. We live in the space. But that space has no limited body. Just a gross example. Think of this space. How big is this space? Where it starts, where it ends. Go to this, from this planet Earth, go to the space and take a spaceship. But spaceship can go for millions of years. It will not be able to fathom this space, even the space, material space. What the question of, if you go by light speed, billions and trillions of years, you cannot finish that space. Even the realistic world, what we see in the stars and galaxies, it is unfathomable there. And this is finer than the space than you think. That means it gives shelter to everything, but it is not ended with this any limited being. Beautiful idea. Then that reality, which has nobody, which is no body means no limited identity, limited reality, but it permeates everywhere and it holds everything in it. Asariragum sarireshu anavastheshu avasthitam is the avastha that it is anavastha means which is changing its state in the mass of changes. It is the unchanging absolute. Everything is changing. Look at that. The body changing. The environment is changing. These human beings are changing. In these multiple changes, only that is the unchanging reality. Truth is very simple, but one word, but we don't catch that one word. This whole Katha-Upanishad is, all the Upanishads are only repetition of the one idea. But how intelligent people we are that we cannot catch that one idea. We understand 20 ideas. That's why whenever someone gives a talk and you can get 20 points, everyone is excited to note down 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 5 point. 20 points, 20 steps of meditation, 20 steps of samadhi. That book will sell like hotcake. But this Upanishad, we say think of only one. No one sells that book. That is not a bestseller book. That has never become, Upanishad never became a bestseller. Did you hear about time? See, this is the Maya. Because it is so simple. Because it is so, only, think of only one. It's so difficult to think of only one. Simple, to be simple is very difficult. Complex and complete. That's why I say that we use mostly, how many people can really speak simple sentence? More, all of us use complex sentence and compound sentence. Is it not? They are great writers who can use simple sentence. Anyhow, so simple is very.
The highest selling book is Bible.
Huh?
In this, the Kathpopanishad report says the highest selling book is Bible.
Yeah.
It's the bestseller.
Yeah. That because there is a fear. People understood. That's good. That's a good news. But bestseller is, you cannot compete with other bestsellers. Bestseller is the number one in the sale. But anyhow, that's the point. But Upanishad, that simple sentence, simple word, that there is but only one. And that is manifesting in so many names and forms. That is the only reality. Unchanging reality amongst all the changes. These few words. It is a repetitive statement. But it is very difficult to perceive, to conceive, to accept. That Mahantam Vibhumatmanam Matva, if you can know that grand, that vast, that Vibhu, Vibhu means grand and vast, Mahanta, the gorgeous, the grandest, Matva means meditating on that. An intelligent person, Dhira, na shochati. Because why he will have any feeling of any loss? Shokha comes, sorrows comes. But why sorrow comes? Because of the fear of losing. No? If you feel that you are everywhere, then what sorrow will hurt you? Only we think we are limited, we live with limited thing, I may lose that limited thing anyway. And that is my fear. But if one can identify that reality which permeates everything, amongst that unchangeable reality in the midst of all changes, so why you will be sorrowful? There is no reason of becoming sorrowful, or you need not have to be in pain and agonies of being lost in life. Life is temporary, but eternal life. So it is not a loss, it is a gain to jump into our eternal life from this mundane life, the life of eternity. But who will have it? Last verse we read, that was very important. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo. We have read it on page 83 or 84 better, those who cannot read the Sanskrit. It says, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo. Name dhayana bahuna shrutena. Name dhayana bahuna shrutena. Yame vaisha brinute tena labhya. Yame vaisha brinute tena labhya. Tasyaishva vibrinute tanum swam. Tasyaishva vibrinute tanum swam. This is a beautiful verse. Do we want to accept him? That reality is here. Look at that. Whole day we are rejecting God. Is it not? What? We are whole day what we did? Did we accept God? Did we accept the Atman, the consciousness? That is the reality here. What? Did we do that? So no. Yes or no?
Yes.
You did it. You remember God all the time? It is said that that truth, it is Atma. Atman is everywhere. As he said, it is here, it is there, it is far farther than the farthest, nearest than the nearest. It is sitting, but it is moving everywhere. It is lying down, but it permeates everything. All this unique reality, which is, we see everything, only the Atman in name and form. You see all the waves, but we see the waves. We don't see the ocean. We see you as human being. We never see that you are Atman. That is called our seeing the world of duality. So, but this Atman does not reveal to us. Why? We don't accept it. We have to be open, and he is to be, his feeling, his presence is to be feel. As I give the example, there is a ceiling fan in a hot summer, and I'm standing somewhere outside, and I'm feeling, oh, it is so hot, so hot. Arey, the fan is there, go and sit under the fan. You have to step a few steps to come close to the fan, where the fan is always running. So similarly, we have to go close to the truth. Truth is everywhere. At every breath, we are breathing in that Atman. We are sleeping in that Atman. We are dreaming in that Atman. We are fighting in that Atman. We are loving in that Atman. We are hating in that Atman. There's nothing but that one, in different forms. Sat Chit Ananda, name plus form. So, Yameva Yesha Prinute. That means it two ways. One Jnani aspect, another Bhakta aspect. Jnani aspect, Yam eva esha brinate, he who accepts, the student who accepts this truth and embraces this Atman, the Atman reveals in his own glory in the heart. Another, when God's grace comes, then you realize. Saying this, we are putting God into trouble. I am not having vision. Why? God is not gracious to me. Bah, good. Then I can eat, sleep, and drink and dance. It's God's problem. God's problem or your problem? You have to go close. So, but for a genuine spiritual seeker, if you can surrender totally, it is true. God's grace. Then you have to cry and weep every day for God's grace. Oh Lord, please, you are the only thing. Be in my life. I want to see you. Cry, weep like Ramakrishna cried. If that is not there, only mere saying, God is not showing me. God is a partial person and he's a faulty man. He is a choice of likes and dislikes like us. So you are putting God into blame. But that is a wrong thing. That's why it is for a high level student who have really forgotten his ego and his own personality. God's grace comes there. Which we read in the Bhagavad Gita. Then you put your mind, be my devotee, give your devotion, give every work you do, offer everything to me. Then I shall redeem you from your all ignorance and misery. So you have to do something, then you will be able to feel. You have to do something to understand. So this is very important verse. It's giving responsibility on each of us. That why the reality is so unique, why it is not revealing in my heart. It is not the fault of God, or it is not the fault of the Atman. But I don't want to see God. I want to see the only the worldly view of life or materialistic view of life. We want to see the world in the materialistic view, not in the spiritual view. So that's why our suffering remains with us. So it is a responsibility to how we think about ourselves and the world. So Nayam, but it is that's why it is a Nayam Atma. This Atman is to be labhyo, is to be attained by pravachanena. Listening to talks or giving talks will not take you to God. It can help. It can purify your understanding. It can clarify what is the truth behind this manifoldness. But it cannot give you the experience of oneness. Namedhaya, you are a very intelligent man. You are an intelligent person. You think so many. You can penetrate into the secrets of the science, or you can go to the different philosophies and things. But no, with that, not with that intellect. But na bahuna suteno. Oh, you have listened to many Upanishads, you have given pravachan, you have given talked about that, you have discoursed with each other, question answer. No, not that. Only if you embrace that Atman, the Atman will reveal its own glory. That means give your heart and soul and your all effort to see the divine, and then you will see that His grace is manifesting in your life. So, beautiful verse. It is giving the responsibility to the student. It is normally we try to escape and give the responsibility to God everything. For every good thing I am doing, God is only bad person sitting over there and not allowing me to think about God. No, I am doing everyday japa. But what you do japa? Your rosary goes on like that. And where is your mind? So if you are not sincere to that and say only God is not doing anything, or God will do, He is saying that come. Oh, ye come, who are heavily laden. No? Come, come, Sri Ramakrishna cried on the roof of the Dakshineshwar. I cannot live alone, come, come. I am tired of talking to the worldly people. My I am burning, listening about the world and worldly talks. Come, come, who are there? But who listens? Anyhow, it is not that frustrating, but the question, we love God, but we have to be more intense. This is the inspiration here. Now, but this spirituality is not like hodgepodge things. As in the market, it sells well. You do little of this, little of that, little of God, and come to spiritualization, and you will give $500 and you get a religion. No. Upanishad does not give such false hopes and that nonsense things. The straight cut. That's why nobody comes to Vedanta much. It's too dry and too straight. Na viratu duscharitat. Now read 24th verse on 85 page. Na viratu duscharitat. Na viratu duscharitat. Na shanto na samahitaha. Na shanto na samahitaha. Na shanta manasho vapi. Na shanta manasho vapi. Pragyane nainamapnuyat. Pragyane nainamapnuyat. So, what does it say? No abhirato. Abhirato means it is not refrain. He who does not refrain from, who has not turned away from duscharitat, from the conduct, wicked conduct, bad conduct, immoral conduct. Spirituality, not for that. That's why it is said, it's a very serious question. Why spirituality does not manifest? Because mind should be pure and stainless. So, in one side, someone is doing some mischievous things, and this thing, that's why religion does not manifest. You'll find sometimes it is a criticism against people. Oh, he goes to the temple and sits for meditation and churches, but his character is the worst character. He comes out the same old idiot. Because we are friends, we are talking, we cannot talk like that. That's why it's Ramakrishna's story. The man is going to take a dip in the Ganga. Yes, as you touch the Ganga, all sins will have to leave. They cannot, sin cannot stay with Mother Ganga, huh? Because Mother Ganga is purifying. But the sins don't leave. They wait for the opportunity. They are standing on the tree, on the branches of the tree and waiting. As soon as the man comes out of the Ganga, now you are free. So they jump into it. The spiritual life is a transformation. That's why Swami Vivekananda emphasized being and becoming. You be and become. Swami Sarvadevananda gave the example, every day drop one sugar cube in the bowl of water. Huh? Your lofty thinking, Vedantic thought, I am Atman, I am everywhere, this is one cube. Drop it. You will not find any difference in the whole one bowl of water. One grain makes nothing. Go on dropping more grains, dissolve. And what happening? The entire water is becoming sweetened. You are thinking, I am Atman, I am divine, I am pure, trying to see the divinity in others. Then you are putting the sugar cube. Huh? Then automatically, you are unconsciously, what you are doing. You are promoting the idea of sweetness in your whole, the mind is in the bowl, no? And mind is that water. And that water is becoming sweeter and sweeter. And your character is becoming sweeter. You are becoming a different person than you are before or I am before. That is the important, this verse is very important. That two things don't go. God and mammon does not go together. That means we have to give up everything and go to the cave? No, but transformation of our character. To view the world not in the ugly and worst materialistic way, but to see it is divine. I am seeing wrongly. Swami Vivekananda said, cry. If you see something evil in someone, blame yourself. Why do you see that evil? You have polluted your mind first, then you see, project it. There is nothing but God. Wow. To take the responsibility here. Huh? There is the no abhirata, which is not given up. That duscharita, that means which is not the character of a pure person. So it is he who is not turned away from all these bad conducts, no ashanto, not pacified, always restless, jumping all the time. And make the mind full. Why are you so much worried? Do your duties, give it to God. Be calm. But he who does not train himself to do that, this spirituality is not for him. Na shanta. Na asamahito, whose mind is not concentrated. He cannot concentrate for a second. It is like as we see in the movie, you sit before the television. Nowadays television comes so fast. It makes you run like a mad guy. To make your mind samahita, don't sit before the television so long. Because it so split second, it distracts the mind here and there. But have a measured way of dealing that. But more to how to learn how to concentrate. If one have not learned how to concentrate, this spirituality is not possible. See, there are very positively saying, for whom, that is the criterion of a student. Who can be a student? No ashanta, no asamahita. Na ashanta manasa, whose mind is not tranquil, var or ba Also, prajnanena enam apnuyat. And who is not having the prajna, knowledge, you cannot receive this reality. So it is like saying, build up your character. It's very important thing that spiritual person should be gradually calm, serene, peaceful, try to see the holiness everywhere, the divinity everywhere. Only they will say divinity but covered with some negativity. That's okay. But you see, why do you see the negativity, not the truth, what is behind? There is some Indian sweets where you find that it's called or stuffing. Huh? We have samosa is a good example. Samosa or dosa. Dosa, you see the outer covering is one thing, is it not? But what is the stuffing inside? No? So should we see only the outer covering or also look at the content of that dosa or the samosa? Huh? Or whatever, many sweets are made like that. The outside is one thing and inside is another thing. So this inside is saturated with the divine. To see that, there is no glory in seeing the negativities. It does not need any intelligence. Any idiot can do that. To see the bad in others, any idiot can do that. That does not need any skill. Does it need? Look at the world. Always people are criticizing each other. Why? It is very easy to see that. But to see the content, what is the consciousness behind, which is making that person allow to do good or bad expression, that consciousness. Go back to consciousness. Go back to the root. That needs this character. So, few wonderful characters have been made, that who has not turned away from acts of adharma, fundamental point. Second, who has not brought his senses under control, whose mind had not thereafter gained any tranquility to concentrate. And third point, who has not found in his mind a peace within because of its the, all the running and because of the anxieties, worries regarding the fruits of the actions we conduct. So we are in this situation, but we have to run above it. We have to go above it. So that is the criteria. Very important mantra. Talking about big Vedanta will not do. That's why many people Vedanta. Danta Be. That means they broke their teeth only. Vedanta is word Vedanta. Danta. Danta in Sanskrit means the teeth. Be means broken or gone. Those people who have lost their teeth, that is Vedanta. That is sarcastically I am saying Vedanta. But that type of Vedanta is possible. If these characteristics are not imposed into the life. No? So it is said to be careful about how to turn away from the norm of life to give us a little higher life. How we can see, brought the senses under control so that my mind remains peaceful. Anxiety, worries, this, that. Why? What is that? We did your duty. Hands up. Let it work in its own way. Can you change it? And why are you spoiling your time? Why are you spending your time to correct the whole world? Why not take your time to correct yourself? These are the positive aspect of this spiritual journey. Pay attention. That is the Upanishad teaching. Pay attention to that. B.
Those covering what you are talking about that of dosa is sattva raja tama, right? So then you are not seeing something. Sattva raja tama is that triguna shakti. It's not something bad you are seeing.
But what is the benefit of seeing the gunas? Why not see what is beyond the gunas? So then look at the world. Stay very happy. Sing and dance in the world.
Because gunas are seeing the gunas.
Guna seeing the gunas, if you have that idea, you will come to this conclusion. It is guna seeing the guna, I am Atman, then you will not criticize anybody. You know, it is guna, it's not me. You cannot criticize anybody, you cannot look down upon anybody, you cannot hate anybody.
You cannot praise anybody either.
Yeah. Praise, you forget that. First go to the lower level of hating and criticizing, then go for praising, and then go beyond praise. Step 1, step 2, step 3. First go beyond all negativities. And then step up, you see goodness. Then go beyond goodness. That is Brahman. It's not so easy. People cheat themselves by telling all these philosophies. Tamas, discard tamas to go into rajas. Rajas, discard rajas to go into sattva. And then discard sattva to reach into the top.
That's why it is Trigunaatita.
Trigunatita. So we have to do that. It's a practice. We sometimes mess up from this side. Oh, guna. That's true. Guna, guneshu vartanti iti mattva na sajjate. That's a beautiful philosophy to apply in life. That you know, whatever is happening, it is the three gunas interaction. But I am not. You cannot end your analysis that this guna. You have to jump above and say, when you are talking about gunas, then you have to say, I am not the guna. I am beyond guna. And what I am saying, there is beyond guna. So guna will be level in one level. I am beyond that. That you have to jump out of the gunas. But guneshu vartanti, if one thinks that let me see, then tamas guna, rajas guna, let me be engaged in this guna, then you are in the gunas. Everyone is in the gunas. The solution is that we have to jump out of that guna. Trigunatita. So it says, but he who has not turned away from bad conduct, whose senses are not subdued, whose mind is not concentrated, whose mind is not pacified, can never obtain this Atman by knowledge, means intellectual knowledge. And this Swami, our Lokeshwaranandaji's book, one who is guilty of misconduct, his language is this: one who is guilty of misconduct cannot realize the self. The same is the fate of the person whose mind is restless because of his weakness for sense pleasures, who is incapable of controlling his mind, or who is always looking for the results of his actions. The only way to attain the self is through knowledge. Prajnanena, that knowledge. Only this is to be realized only through knowledge, means always alertness. What is going on? It's in the body-mind level, this type of duality goes on, but observing what is going on, you need a knowledge of Brahman or something higher. There he says, what are the qualities that make one eligible for self-knowledge? First and foremost, you completely abstain from misdeeds. The scriptures tell us what misdeeds you must abstain from, and you strictly follow the instruction of the scriptures. The mind has a natural tendency towards sense pleasures, but you have to restrain yourself and turn your mind towards the self capital. Sense pleasures are transitory. The joy you derive from the contemplation of the capital self, however, is deep and enduring. Once you taste that joy, the sense pleasures cease to attract you. So sense control is the key to spiritual progress. Somehow or other, you have to be your own master. As you progress spiritually, you realize the difference it makes. Spiritual progress is its own reward. Okay, any question about this? Since this Vedanta always talks about sense control. Don't get frightened with that. Sense control means, why? Because the senses are only cheating me, giving a little taste of the infinite joy. If the senses are refined, it becomes sattvika, it will increase its quantity of joy perceived will be much greater. I give you the example, little sense pleasure, meaning sense object and the senses, the tongue and the sense object food. When it touch together, you get an instant joy. That instant joy is only for few seconds, so long it is in the tongue, and then goes down, bum. It is a memory, is it not? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. But suppose you have a good meditation, or you have little singing or little absorption in the name of the Lord, and then what happens? You remember it afterwards. It gives you a boosting. It other one is momentary, and that is lingering. Lingering because even after 1 month you have a dream even. You remember a good dream. See how you feel boosted. In your life you may have met somebody, or in some special moment you have your own some uplifting experience. Then you remember that, you get boosting. That is the enduring joy versus this. That's why scripture always said, don't be fool to delve into that and spend your whole energy into the sensate experience. Yeah, we live in the world, we'll have to have some sensate experience. You will have to eat, you will have to sleep, you will have to do all the things which connects with our senses and the sense objects. But never to think this is all. We'll have to go something beyond, which is of enduring nature. The same senses will give me enduring joy. Ramakrishna, when he used to see mother everywhere, what a joy! Seeing the one divine in everywhere. Is it less joy?
We don't find fault in anything.
Without finding fault, fault will be there. People may sometimes argue this. Is there no fault? Shall I not see? Yes, there is fault. But what is the greatness in seeing the fault? Everyone sees that. You are a divine person, you are a spiritual person. What is the speciality of you? You know there is fault, but you ignore that. You see the correct thing. Look at Holy Mother is the greatest example in the world. She knew everyone's nature, what is inherent, but she only saw the greatness and appreciated that. And as a result, what happened? She is Divine Mother. To her, everyone is her child. As the Muslim dacoit to the Brahmagyani par excellence, Raja Maharaj, Brahmananda, Shivananda, Vivekananda, all of them. No. Okay, so let us go to the next verse, 25 verse. Yasya brahma cha kshatrancha, yasya brahma cha kshatrancha, ubhe bhavata udanaha, ubhe bhavata udanaha, mritturjasya upasechanam, mritturyasya upasechanam, kaitha veda jatrasa, kaitha vetrajya iti Katha-Upanishadi Prathamodhyaya Ditya. That is the end of this second chapter. First chapter, second bolli, second sub-chapter. So what it does, it say, yes sir, to that person to whom Brahmacha Kshatrancha, the Brahmana and the Kshatram, means Kshatriya. That means the class system. Brahman is the highest, Kshatriya is the next best. We are reading in our Gita class, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, business people, laboring people. These are the categories in the society. To whom this Brahma cha Kshatrancha, this Brahman and Kshatriya, Ubhe, both of them, Bhavata, are become Udana, cooked rice. Means to whom the Brahman and the Kshatriya classes are, as it were, both cooked rice, and death itself is a condiment, and a curry or pickle. How can one thus know where that Om is? That means, this is giving a bigger idea. Okay, let us go. For whom then Brahman and Kshatriya, this is an example he is giving, that to whom this Ubhe Bhavato Udara, to that Brahmagyani, He is it like your food. That means they equally treat that as it is under control. And mrityu, death, we feel frightened with death. So it says, to that person, death, yasya, for whom upasejanam is a condiment or curry or pickle. Means to eat food, what do you like? You put some chutney, you put some pickle, hot sauce. If you can take like that mrityu, death, it's like a hot sauce to drink well, to eat the food of life. No? Koitham Veda Jattasa. Who will know who ittad, he knows this Veda, he knows, and Yatra, where he is. That means what? To whom the Brahmana and the Kshatriya classes are as it were but cooked rice, and death itself is a condiment, curry or pickle, how can one thus know where that Atman is? If, unless they make the life so rich that Brahmana Kshatriya is Udana means you eat. That means it is in the society, Brahmin is considered the highest, Kshatriya is the next power in the world. For that person, it is such a little thing that you have no, that you think that is like your food. You can eat away, you can digest it. And death is not a fear. It adds to that flavor of eating the food well. That means we have conquered death, we have run above the Brahmana quality, we have run above the Kshatriya quality. That is the person who can understand this truth. So, the supreme reality, I am reading from this book, the supreme reality, which is the self, capital, sought by the seeker, is the presiding factor that makes possible the worlds of names and forms to exist and function. The supreme reality is everywhere. Brahman is everywhere. Atman is everywhere. Consciousness is everywhere. Truth envelops all this world, Jagat. The inner and reality's dead shadow can work themselves out only in a medium of pure consciousness or pure existence. This reality, the inert and reality's dead shadow, this is the reality's dead shadow.
See the Lord in everything.
But first see it is a shadow of it. And seeing the shadow, you feel disinterested in it. And then you see what is that sun which is permeated everywhere. First is, it is called the Vedanta teachers, Adhyasa and Apavada. The superimposition. You first see it is not the snake. And remove that snake, you find that rope is all the time. And what you understood as snake, that is also rope. So, truth, actually, the Satchidananda, the Brahman Atman, envelops all the Jagat, this world. The inert and reality's dead shadow can work themselves out only in a medium of pure consciousness and pure existence. On the ground of the ocean, Pacific Ocean, only then the dances of the ripples and bubbles and the waves can happen. The perceived world, that means what I am seeing, names and forms, can only exist in existence. There is one existence on that this name and form can exist. Understand this? This is the major thing. As I say all the time, what is this world? World is Sat Chit Ananda plus name and form. So what are these name and form? They are nothing but Satchidananda. No, in reality. But I don't see that way. I see the name and form as name and form, reality. This reality depends on that reality. If the ocean is not there, the reality of the waves are not possible. Reality of the ripples, bubbles, billows, tsunami is not possible unless that reality of the ocean is there. So, because we don't see that reality, that's why we first reject, which is ripples and waves, and these are all wrong. But when we realize that it is all ocean, then we accept everything. That's why Vedanta accepts everything. There is no rejection. It's Purnam. This idea is poetically hinted in this mantra when it says that even the Brahman and the Kshatriya classes, which are considered to be the very best among men, and man is the very roof and crown of things, are but mere cooked rice to be swallowed and digested with comfort and ease by the Supreme. That means who tunes himself to the Supreme, he can easily digest these powers of Brahman and Kshatriya
Is
power.
that somehow similar to those two birds? One of them is eating and another one is seeing in that
No, no, it does not say that. It says that it is but they think it is like a cooked rice to be swallowed and digested with the comfort and ease by the Supreme. In short, all the manifested world is but a morsel for him to be digested. All the manifested world, his identification extends in such a grandeur that the whole universe is like one morsel of food. That means it can be swallowed. It has no reality. It is for us so real and so powerful. For a person of experience, it is so meaningless. It is like a little swallowing ball of rice. Think about that. When you can raise your consciousness, we hear about when what is called Ganesha or who? No, Hanumanji. Hanumanji, when he was a child, he was trying to grab the moon and eat, like a eatable item. So here they're saying when you reach that identity of the divine, absolute, this whole world of this name and form will appear to be just a ball of little thing to swallow. That means it consumes in the consciousness, absolute consciousness. And to such supreme, even the threatening process of death is but a pickle that adds extra taste to its appetite. When such is the might and power of pure consciousness in its absolute nature, the trend is that it is rather difficult for ordinary mortals to realize their identity as the Atman, unless, of course, they are ready to undergo the earlier explanation process of self-purification. So, it is main focus is that without purification of the mind, this reality cannot be perceived. And when you really can perceive that reality, the world will no more be a frightening place. Even the most powerful thing in the world will be meaningless, powerless. It is like as they give the example, the whole world of name and form, with so much might and strength, it will appear like a ball of rice and you can swallow it. That means it is no meaning. You live in that vast unity of your reality, that this limited manifestation of name and form has no position in it. And death has nothing to do. It is a spice of life for them. That's why Brahmagyanis, they enjoy even death. They enjoy the death. The Rabindranath Tagore has a beautiful line. Maranare tuhu mama shyama sama. He says that, oh death, you are like my darling Krishna. Come, I welcome you. So you see, death is no more fear. It is a thing to enjoy. It is like a spice of life. And I will also read this, what Lokeshwarananda Swami has read. That will end our reading today. The Brahmins and Kshatriyas are the best among all people, but even they are like food to the capital self. I am always saying capital because this is the self we understand. When I say capital, you understand that is the Brahman, Atman identity. Death overcomes everyone, yet even death is a mere condiment for the self capital. The self capital is supreme. An ordinary mortal, with his limitations, cannot establish the greatness of the capital self, at least not the way a self-disciplined person can. So the explanation is very simple. The self is supreme. To show how supreme it is, this verse stresses that everything merges in it as food merges in the body of the eater. He has given this idea. As food you take, it is a separate thing. When you intake, it becomes a part and parcel of your body. So similarly, this universe, so different, it is separate from you, then you can swallow it and you see that it has become a part of yourself. Separation goes there. Vedanta teaches non-separation. The self is unique. It is beyond the reach of our sense organs. There is no way of perceiving it, and it is not possible to define it. It is one without a second, limitless, and without attributes. Here ends the second chapter of the first part of the Katha-Upanishad. Now, anything? 1 or 2 minutes, 5 minutes, one question?
I'm glad it said that part about everything merges in it as food merges in the body of the eater. Because I was a little confused about the condiment part. Death is a condiment. So, but that sentence clarifies.
Yeah,
what
that's a
you
good
really
example.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are afraid of the world, but to a knower of Brahman, what will happen? It will be consumed as it were. You will find that it is all become a part of me. The food which is separate, and when you eat it, it becomes a part of you. There is no separation then.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you were talking about the grains of sugar going in the water. The grains of sugar look separate, the water looks separate, but when you put it in, it merges. You can't take that grain back out.
Right,
You
right.
can't say, okay, no, I think I'll keep the grain instead of the sugar water. It's just there. It's all as one thing.
Yeah, but that's why our struggle should be not to give 1 grain or 2 grains. The grains after grains, grains after grains, then you become, it is called the saturated. When it gets saturated, it becomes condensed. And condensed, it becomes what is called rock candy. By heating and then again putting more sugar. That means japa, 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 japa. Mantra, mantra, mantra. Vedanta mantra, I am that. Or your Ishta mantra, whatever you are chanting, drop, 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 drop. You do not know what is going on, but it is sweetening. But it is with attention if we do, with our full focus we do, then it becomes more enjoyable. And then ultimately a point will come when it will no more remain water. It will be saturated with that sweetness. And Satchidananda will come, manifest here, manifest here.
But it's not just japa, right? I mean, it's japa and then it's activity and showing kindness and practicing what we're learning. It's not just like
very true. That's why
going to Sunday confession and then partying it up on
that's
Friday night
right.
again because you can go to confession.
Right. It is not like that. That's why they have mentioned these 2 verses about how to build up our character, how to be peaceful in all circumstances. This is the beauty of Hinduism. It never teaches us to aggressively go and do harm and say it is spirituality. You cannot. Today, I got a call from some unknown gentleman and he was asking about, say, I want to know about Aghori type of spiritual practice. I said, my God, what is your interest? I didn't know that man any time. Just I received. I don't talk like that. Then I said that, what makes you interested in practicing this Aghori and Ghori, this, what are these things? Don't you like the royal path of God realization? Love God, cry for God. What are the needs? And I said 2-3 minutes some such thing and said, okay. So he gave up. No. What is the need of going this negative way, that way, that way? Baba, straight, simple. Try to see God in others. But people feel that that is much important of the spiritual practice. Now, that is our normal tendency, not to hit the straight point. We are not. Let me see something new. Let me a changed personality. Spirituality should be a changed personality. That's why they say every day we sleep. When we go to sleep, we remain in very peaceful mood. All of us. No? And we come back, the same old guy. Get up in the morning, I'm the same old guy as I slept last night. With all my anger, frustration, worries, anxieties, fighting tendency and crossing and this and that. But if one can go consciously move into that reality by meditation and prayer, then he comes back. He is called a samadhi person. He is a realized soul. Total transformation. It is like a touchstone and everything turns gold. Huh? But this is every day going that. The Upanishad says, Chandogya Upanishad says, every day people are going into that realm of eternal peace and eternal joy, which is our real self. But because there is a veil of ignorance, we do not know. And we come back, that's why no transformation happens. But when you can do that with consciously, then that changes the whole objective of life and purpose of life is fulfilled. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Gunaktu Saha Piyam Karvavahai Tejashvi Navaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Okay, tomorrow will be our class on the Sri Ramakrishna Gospel.
Sure.